Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today's episode, we have the final two games of the season to see if Bayern drop a game and we win the title. If you are enjoying the content, give it a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to see how we've got to this stage, go and check out the previous few episodes. And well, in today's episode, it's all about what does Bayern do. We're going to start by just recapping what happened against Cologne. I said I wasn't going to give it to you because it's 2 days after the semi-final of the DP Pokal. As you can see, we absolutely slaughtered. We won 4-0, but the big thing is Manev got injured. He tore his hamstring. Apparently, I was meant to click on his name. Apologies, guys. But yeah, he tore his hamstring. Doesn't matter how he does it. He does it running. But yeah, which means he's out for the next 2 months. So we lose our best left winger if we don't want to play Real out there. For the rest of the season, he's pretty damn good, which is huge for the DFB Pokal final as well. Does mean that Real went out to the left and played okay. He's going to play on the left. Castro's got 32 goals this season to move up front. Blesser should be back to full fitness that he can play there as well. We also will lose Haas and Chow to the injury list or the suspension list for the next game. Now, the reason why we're back 8 days is Bayern play the game after us, and well, if you didn't watch last episode, their run-in is Stuttgart, who beat us last episode, if you guys watch. Cologne, who we just pumped, and then Frankfurt on the final day. I doubt that Stuttgart will do anything, and they didn't. They beat them 4-2, which is unfortunate. But if they don't play well against Cologne, you never, ever, ever know. So that's that. So without further ado, our last away game of the season is Frankfurt away. We're a decent side. As long as we win that game, it will go down to the final game of the season. I'll see you guys in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Alright, YouTube. We're a day away from our game. We play actually on Sunday. It's the first time this whole run where we've played second, so we'll know exactly where we sit. Bayern play Cologne. A draw or a win for Cologne is massive for us and puts the title back in our hands. Let's go find out. Please be kind, game. Please. We don't deserve to not win the title this year. 5-1. Bayern are just... You give them an inch and they'll take the whole wide world. They have absolutely pumped Cologne in what was meant to be the hardest game in the run-in, which means that we have to win to keep the title alive now against Frankfurt. We must win to keep the title hopes alive. Just, yeah. Really don't deserve to not win the title this year, but we're not going to win it unless Bayern choke on the final day. All because of Stuttgart, huh? All because of Stuttgart. Well, the Gladbach game. I'll still say the Borussia Mönchengladbach game that we did as a second episode of this season is hands down one of the worst FMs we cop. Anyway, we do have Chow and Haas suspended, so we are going to bring Kessie to the bench, and we are going to bring in Ungari, or... Yeah, we'll bring the Mexican to the bench, why not? And we're going to bring Adam into there. The rest of the team picks itself. So it's Lito, Ernest, Abri, Linden, Giuseppe, Iramoto, Adam, Blesser, Manuzzi, Real on the left, which I don't like, but it's the only thing we can really do, and Castro. Real, by the way, 23 and 26, and Castro, who is now considered 5-star, has got 19 and 24, which is pretty damn good. He's also scored more goals than Real out of all competitions now too, which is just shows how good the backup striker is. He's not starting full-time, and he might need to start next year. With that being said, though, we're away from home. Frankfurt are no mugs. A draw or a loss, and it is all over. A win, and, well, we go down to the final day believing. They've got a Bellingham, but I'm pretty sure I showed Job Bellingham here a while ago when I was in charge of Newcastle. Anyway, Real backstick hits the bar. Could have been 1-0, wasn't. Pretty sure it's Joe Bellingham. There's no way it's Jude. Yeah, there we go. Didn't think so. Jude has not left Newcastle in this save. Anyway, first highlight was ours, but it was into the post. An FMing today, and we don't win the league. Part of me actually doesn't mind staying at Dortmund for another year because, well, makes signing that new deal worth it, A, and B, means that we get to play with this world-class squad again. But realistically, we should have won the league this year. Lido finds Linden. Finds Iramoto, Adam, Blesser, Castro, poor touch, which you don't say too often about Castro. And Abru wins that header. Blesser again, though, doesn't win that one. Abru again, playing all sorts of stuff. Real Doesn't get on that one. Weird highlight of both teams not wanting the ball when giving it back to one another. Another long ball. Linden comes across and wins. Blesser does well. Manuzzi, great ball to Castro. He's in goal scoring form. And, well, Rose got fingers to it, but couldn't keep it out. And Castro scores yet again, and it's 1-0. He's a man possessed at the moment, the Uruguayan. By the way, as the team stands right now, barring suspensions and whatnot, this is the team that plays in the DP Pokal final. I also will let you know, yellow cards carry across into the cup competitions, which makes no sense, especially for a final. So anyone that's on yellow card, trouble in the next game, I'm definitely going to rotate out, even though that could mean we might not win the title, just because it's not in our hands, just to make sure we have a full-strength squad for the Pokal final. Anyway, Gore, Ernest with a tackle. If we go to 2-0 here, we'll get stuck in off as well before there's a booking. Real back stick, volleys just over. I'm just going to get stuck in off now. I still think the system's not as good without it, because I feel like you need to be ultra aggressive and very hard-nosed when we're pressing how we do. But we lead 1-0, and I don't want the bookings for, any sort of trouble in the last game of the season as well, and / DP Pokal suspensions. Anyhow, time ticks away. We lead 1-0 in a game that we must win to keep the title fight alive. We have dominated, but it is only 1-0, and that's all that matters so far. Trying to pick away, and we eventually do. All right. Adam, ball in there. Castro, good header, should be onside. I don't see how he's off. Don't know what we're checking for, but this is what the man can do, mate. You whip a ball in, bang, bullet header, bottom bin. He is so good. If we ever did a 100 episode again, I think Real and Castro would have to make our best 11. But there he is, great header. Keeper can't do much with that. He just got so much power in that neck. Just bang. It's 2-0. Here we go. Time ticks away. We lead 2-0. It's been a very good showing from the boys. With that being said, there's no real reason to make changes, but Blesser is dead, and he's picked up a bit of a knock, so I'm going to do that. Also think Manuzzi is very important, so Simmons. Real, wrap him up in some cotton wool, wrap Castro up in some cotton wool, and get Real out there and move Val out on the left and Real up front to wrap Castro in cotton wool. Adam, we don't particularly care too much about, but Carlos will come in. Linden's one of the better boys, so Roy will come in. Just thinking injuries, fitness, stuff like that now. End of the season, limit the ability of what could happen, potentially. Anyhow, time ticks away. We lead 2-0 in a game that we must win to make sure the title stays alive. The last guy's highlight here. Song finds Carlos, who whips one in there. Real's in there, he heads home. Alfredo Real loves scoring a goal, same as Castro. Both big boys score. When you have a world-class front few, you generally score a lot of goals. We lead 3-0. That's all she wrote. And another backstick header for the boys, which you got to love to see. And that's going to be that with 3 minutes of added time. A clean sheet. Another clean sheet for Lido. We complained about him earlier. And now he's gone on a little bit of run of clean sheets, which is good for his morale and for the World Cup. We're 1 point back. If Bayern don't win on the final day, as long as we win, we win the title. If Bayern draw and we win, it's good. If Bayern lose, if we draw on the final day, we would win the title on goal difference. So a draw theoretically could be enough, which I doubt. In terms of yellow card stuff, Ernest is in danger of not making the DFB Pokal final, so he will not be playing next episode because there is no point risking it. But young Carlos will play in his thing. Bless is another one, and well, I tell you right now, Blesser needs to play the final because I don't really have a right winger with Menev out, and I don't want to play Real out on that side either. So, couple of the boys going to have to miss out because I don't want them to make sure that they play the final. I want to make sure they do play the final. But here we go. Last game of the season incoming, and it's all to play for, but it's all up to what Bayern do. We just need to do our job and pray. It's the final day, and it's 1 point the difference. It's Bayern plays Dortmund, if only. It's Bayern versus Dortmund for the title, but we got Hoffenheim here to beat to make sure that we're in some sort of hope. There has been a training injury, though, and it's to a position that I was going to rotate in, and it's Carlos. He's out with a hernia, so he's gone. As I said, Ernest and Blesser, as much as I love them, are not playing because I need them for the DFB Pokal final. And knowing my luck, they'll get a suspension. So Roy is going to come out the right back as well. And Edmundson is going to come to the bench. So I can't play either of them. I won't be tempted into it. Which means that your team for the final game of the season is Lito, Roy, Abri, Linden, Giuseppe, Iramoto and Haas, Song, Manuzzi, Real, and Castro. We just need to go out there, play our best. Hoffenheim are a good side, but we have beaten them this season in an episode already when we played them the first time round. We've just got to do our job and then hope Bayern really do make a mistake here. But you never know. I am just going to go in here and move Roy into a bit more of a fullback there on support. I don't want him to overcommit because it's not his best attributes. But yeah. Frankfurt, mate, do us a favour. They're 7th. They're fighting for like European competitions, but it's Bayern, and you think Bayern are going to beat them. Look, we're going to focus firstly on us doing our job, and if we get to a couple goals up, then we'll look at the latest scores to see if we're alive or not. But let's just focus on what we're going to do here first. Or do we go to later scores? I don't know. First, let's get through this highlight. Ball goes back stick. Clear. No, it's not. Lido made a save. I hate those highlights where you header it and they header it not away. Because that wasn't away there. But yeah, it is what it is. Keep telling me to update that. That's fine. All good. And away we go. 15 minutes played. It is 0-0. See what else we can do. Come on, boys, come on. Latest scores. Bayern's 2-0 up. Alright, so the title's over. That's fun. Back to tactics in Hoffenheim. Not my tactics, Hoffenheim's tactics. So, yeah, Bayern are 2-0 up and Frankfurt are just rolling over. It's a frustrating title to not win this one, boys. It is a frustrating one to not win, boys. But look, let's hope we can just win this game, keep the momentum going. And yeah, as Giuseppe makes a tackle, Manuzzi now finds Song. Song now with a ball. Manuzzi finds Real. Finds Giuseppe, who I should really get stuck in off, by the way, in this highlight, because I don't need suspensions and red cards for the final. Real again. Haas. Iramoto. What a ball to Castro. I thought it was right on his head. Roy puts it in there. Castro doesn't win that one. Falls to Giuseppe. Ball in. Castro heads home. Is he onside? I don't know. I think it might be just off, personally, but we'll find out. They're celebrating, which means it's a goal, so it's 1-0. Look, on the final day we lead. It's another goal for Castro. It's a great ball in from Giuseppe, and Castro, mate, he doesn't miss many in the air, and that is a pinpoint header to the bottom of the bar and in. Giuseppe is on that booking, and he's a very, very key player for us, so as much as I would love to, you're going to go into that, mate. And there we are as well. Song, I don't mind on a booking. That's fine. If he misses the final, he misses the final. Just make sure straight away. Linden's also picked up a booking as well. Should have Kanate on the bench. And we're going to bring... And now Abri picks up a booking. Okay, I've got Get Stuck In off, do I not? Why are you all picking up bookings for, making me fucking worried? Tyrone and Kanate, thank you. And there we are, just do that. Had to change 3 of the back 4 here. They're just committing fouls for no reason. If we don't win this game, we don't win this game. I probably should have checked if Bayern have slipped up on the lead before making those changes. I highly doubt they would have been. If they score and then I go and have a look that they've got back to 2-2, I am going to be livid. Because I would not have made those changes. For making it on the proviso that Bayern have won the title. And then this game is a dead rubber. I'll tell you what, they're moving the ball around very well here, Hoffenheim. Pimbele goes for goal. What a strike from Timothy Pimbele. And well, 1-1 just like that. Lido's been beat for the first time in 4 games here, or 3 games. And well, we wouldn't be winning the title anyway today. It's a great goal. I'm just going to go back to later scores. Bayern is still 2-0 up. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what happens here. Now it's just good for morale if we win. Which would be nice. Yeah, he didn't really score one of those goals for me when I had him at Paris FC as well. Look, having a good game, and we're going to just get Adam off as well here. Just thinking about the importance of it. Look, would be a little bit FM, but kind of makes up for how most of the season's gone. We've just lacked any sort of luck in really big moments. And with 90 minutes on the clock, we've got to end the season with a disappointing draw to Hoffenheim. It is what it is. We don't win the title. I kind of threw this game away a little bit considering, the DFB Pockle, and I didn't want those suspensions. But it is what it is. We would have lost the point. We lost the title by 3 points. Bayern ended up winning again. And look, we can look at the title. We can look at the table. We can say we're unlucky and we beat Bayern home and away. But at the end of the day, as much as we beat Bayern home and away, and as much as I think we have a better squad than Bayern because they're just getting older and older and older, there we are. They drew less games than me. They either lost or they either won. They won 2 more games than me and they deserve to win the title based on that. If you have a look at the 104 goals for, we only conceded 32 games in 34 matches. So, in a season where you concede less than a goal a game and score 100 goals, you should win the title as well. But it is what it is. Berger wants to see the XG table. We overachieved by 22 goals this season. We overachieved by 22 goals this season, and we didn't win the title. Shows. Goals against, meant to concede 29, and we conceded, 32? I guess if you want to read into it, even though we scored 22 goals more, then yeah, it is what it is, but far out. It is what it is. Apparently we want to have a look at it in Data Hub. Ask for XG table. Yeah, that would have us on plus 7 points here. They would have us on, they would have us top just, is what they would have us on according to XG. Very similar though. Expected goals against and expected goals for, that would have us on same expected points. So, yeah, read into that one there. Equal points. We finished 3 points adrift. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, to the decimal point. Can't really do too much. With that being said, guys, I'm going to see you guys in 7 days' time in a different episode. It's going to be the DFB Pockle final. We're going to have a chance to complete one of the 2 trophies in Germany, and hopefully we win this one so we can just focus on trying to win the league next year and go for completing Germany. See you guys then. Thank you very much for enjoying the content for this season of Glory Hunter, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, and goodbye.